Another beautiful day on the Death World. The Nids are singing. Perfect. You know, there comes a time during every Legionary's career in the 31st millennium, or thereabouts, when you gotta ask yourself, you really gotta dig deep and ask yourself, am I gonna fight for the Emperor, who's a liar, let's face it, or am I gonna embrace the primordial truth, or just, turn my colors in for Horus? Not all of us do it for chaos, Sometimes you just gotta do it for sheer survival. Sometimes the virus bombs are, 5 minutes away from falling. You gotta backstab your best friend and just gotta make your own way. Why not? Do whatever you want. Who's gonna make you pay? Who's gonna call you to account? Who's gonna make you stop? Really? Yeah, just some of the thoughts going through my mind. This happy little traitor. Just living his best life out here. And there's not a damn thing they can do to...
It gives me no pleasure to do this.
Oh, shit.
I am the best. I am the best swordsman. I am the best swordsman.
Bienvenidos amigos to a special episode of the Best Swordsman series featuring deck and commentary in Spanish by a great Spanish player and friend of mine, RUBERSMOON. If you're no stranger to the Best Swordsman series, you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to review the deck, I'm going to review the key cards, and then we're going to jump right into gameplay with Spanish commentary and English subtitles. Capiche? It's not Spanish, but it's close. So, the deck is one of RUBERSMOON's many competitive variations of Nykona Sharrowkyn. He's been playing Nykona Sharrowkyn for as long as I can remember. Very capable pilot, and was pretty much able to fashion something very strong out of Nykona after this warlord received a high initiative balance buff. The objective of the deck is to duck and weave, deliver some jabs to soften up the enemy, and then finish off with a turn or two of massive bursts of sentence damage. Sentenced. After taking damage, take X extra damage. So every time the sentenced target takes damage from any source, it's going to take an additional batch of damage. You'll see when we get to the gameplay if you haven't been sentenced to death in an actual game so far. It can be quite horrific, leading to 20 plus damage turns under the right circumstances. To help us achieve those right circumstances, we need support cards, starting with none other than Scimitar Jet Bikes. This is one of the top most played kind of mandatory competitive cards from the Raven Guard collection. It's a very powerful card with flank and sneak attack. You are almost guaranteeing that it can appear, remove an enemy troop, and then force your opponent to have to deal with this 4 damage source in some way. They will get killed, but they will always be worth their cost. Another very strong competitive epic from the Raven Guard family. We've got Mordathan. You only need one of these in play at a single time. You don't need to spend energy in a turn playing a second one if you happen to have 2 in hand. Hold that second one back for if the first is removed. This guy here is basically going to be a steady outlet for Sentence 2, or also a way of furthering the damage multiplier by dealing 6 damage if you have another way of sentencing the target. I spoke about ducking and weaving, and there's also freezing. You don't need to duck and weave when you've just frozen everybody in their tracks, and a silent death is quite proficient at that. Because your main priority is going to be sentencing the enemy warlord to death, you can afford to ignore the troops that are on the enemy board, and a silent death is going to capitalize that by stunning them, essentially. And you typically aren't even bothering to damage enemy troops if you're not also killing them. One of the most versatile cards for a warlord like Nykona. Orders from Terra can both be a way of accelerating into the 3 damage, or if you are already holding the 3 damage and ready to shoot, it can let you get back into stealth if you need to hide and buy yourself another turn. There's a lot you can do with Orders from Terra, especially when you get later into the game. This card can be both a lifesaver to buy you time, and it can also be a finisher. And speaking of finishers, we have For Whom the Bell Tolls. This card does not historically see that much play in Raven Guard very competitively, but for this Nykona deck, especially when you're very focused on delivering massive amounts of damage directly to the enemy warlord, it's quite a key card. It will really help you turn an average turn into just a total slaughter, especially paired with Mordathan. This card will help close the deal. And the only legendary in the deck, the only legendary card in the deck, Deliverance. The key strength of Deliverance is to help you fish through the deck. You want to be drawing lots of cards to help you pick up more sources of damage and sentenced, so you can have those high burst turns later in the game. Really, it really is about digging and getting to that point where you have multiple ways of severely damaging the enemy warlord. Deliverance is going to help you with that, more so than buff troops that have stealth. Eso es suficiente para mí. Disfrute el juego.
Muy buenas a todos y hoy vamos a hacer una demostración de cómo jugar un mazo que he estado desarrollando desde hace bastante tiempo, llamado Nykona Intocable, el cual se basa en una combinación de tácticas y más tácticas, las cuales en conjunción nos mantienen vivos durante un número de turnos determinado, dependiendo de la cantidad de cartas que robemos. Y el resto de tácticas sirven para hacer daño al enemigo, al comandante enemigo. La mesa por lo general la solemos ignorar, a no ser que tengan una carta estilo Penzudast, el cual le hace casi mortal. Bueno, este es el enfrentamiento de Magnus. No es uno de los enfrentamientos más difíciles precisamente, así que vamos a intentar hacerlo todo lo mejor que podamos. El mazo se basa en conseguir aguantar y hacer mucho daño de repente. Así que principalmente en esos turnos primeros no necesitamos hacernos con la mesa demasiado decididamente. Vamos haciendo poco daño, poco a poco y ya está, no necesitamos más. Aquí el Goldstone, al principio de la partida, es mejor tirar Goldstone que Granada Crack, porque puede ser que en el turno definitivo, en el cual hayamos ensamblado un número de piezas de combo, nos tire el enemigo la carta llamada Ithakar Or, el cual puede no permitirnos atacar con el Goldstone y perder letal. Esta es una de las condiciones de derrota del mazo. No conseguir matar al enemigo con suficiente daño. De momento vamos bastante bien, nos está dando bastante tiempo, no nos está metiendo demasiada presión. Parece que este turno se va a dedicar a matar al Mordathan. Hemos tenido suerte y no ha salido un 5 en Mordathan, pero bueno, es bastante improbable de todas formas que pase. Este turno nos vamos a dedicar a seguir golpeando. Pero ya vamos a empezar a darle fuerte al enemigo. Vamos a ver cuál es la jugada mejor aquí. Sí, sin duda es Ricochet Artillery Strike. Para hacer bastantes daños. Aquí empezamos a contar. Si hiciésemos Tañen las campanas y Mordathan, le haríamos 12 daños. El siguiente turno tendríamos 4 más 3, 7 más 11 daños. No le podríamos matar a no ser que nos entrase otra cosa. De todas formas vamos a hacerlo. Dudo mucho que nos pueda matar este turno, así que más o menos estamos bastante tranquilos. Aquí el mayor riesgo que corremos es que robe doble no puede matarnos de ninguna manera, a no ser que sea con esa carta precisamente. Pero su mazo por lo general es bastante improbable que nos mate. Bueno, parece que ha tenido la suerte perfecta de momento. Y vamos a intentar seguir matando. Vale, en este turno vamos a intentar hacer Mordeizan. Vamos a contar daños primero. Tenemos Void Engagement, son 3 daños. Más otros 4 de las granadas crack. Lo cual equivaldría a 9 daños. Y nos moriríamos nosotros también. Esto no nos vale. Creo que la mejor opción aquí es sacar Mordeizan y sigilo para poder matarlos el turno siguiente. Si conseguimos sobrevivir hasta el turno siguiente, ganaremos la partida. Ganaremos la partida 100%. Otra opción de juego habría sido usar Pi Alpha sobre nosotros, Void Engagement y ponernos en sigilo para el próximo turno quedarnos más cerca, pero quizás no llegaríamos a matarle con el suficiente daño. Nos aseguraríamos no morir contra un Guerra Astral o un Satélites, pero bueno, parece que al final arriesgarse ha merecido la pena y podemos asegurarnos una victoria. Antes de nada, asegurarnos de que esto es una táctica, va a serlo prácticamente siempre, pero bueno, mejor contar con el factor sorpresa primero. Y así más o menos juega el mazo. Podríamos haber tenido otras opciones aquí, pero bueno, nos ha salido bien y ganamos la partida.
Well, that's another slash on my face. Thanks for tuning into the Best Swordsman series. Catch you on the ladder.
Only one of us will walk away from this.